done in the future to bring peace in the Democratic Republic of the Congo?
You're asking me a question about Rwanda, and it is a very serious problem. I agree, but I don't think it's appropriate right now to talk about it. But it is a very serious problem.
Mr. President, we don't even yet know the names of the 67 people who were killed, and you are blaming Democrats and DEI policies and air traffic control, and seemingly the member of the U.S. military who was flying that Black Hawk helicopter. Don't you think you're getting ahead of the investigation right now?
No, I don't think so at all. I don't think were the names of the people. You mean the names of the people that are on the plane? You think that's going to make a difference?
Does it comfort their families?
They are a group of people that have lost their lives. If you want a list of the names, we can give you that. We'll be giving that very soon. We're in coordination with American Airlines. We're in coordination very strongly, obviously, with the military. But I think that's not a very smart question.
But are you
I'm surprised coming from you.
Are you blaming
please.
Thank you, President Trump. Thank you for being here. Based on your analysis so far, do you have a sense of who was at fault, if it was the plane, the helicopter, air traffic control, and can you assure people that it is safe to fly in and out of D.C.?
Well, I've given you the analysis, and the analysis was based on vision. You had a lot of people that saw what was happening. You had some people that knew what was happening. There was some warnings, but the warnings were given very, very late. You know, those warnings were given very late. It was almost as they were given. A few seconds later, there was the crash. It should have been brought up earlier. But the people in the helicopter should have seen where they were going. I can't imagine people with 20/20 vision not seeing, you know, what's happening up there. Again, they shouldn't have been at the same height. You're going in reverse directions or sideways directions. Obviously, you want to be at different heights. I see it all the time when I'm flying. You have planes going in the opposite. They're always lower. We're higher. So if somehow there's a screw-up, there's not going to be a tragedy. It'll be close. But, you know, there's never going to be a tragedy if you're at a different elevation. For whatever reason, they were at the same elevation. And also, from the American Airlines Center, he's along the track that every plane is along. You say, what was the helicopter doing in that track? It's very sad. But visually, somebody should have been able to see and taken that helicopter out of play, and they should have been at a different height.
Thank you, sir. You mentioned the Russians that were on board that plane. What other nationalities were on board that passenger jet?
There were a couple of others. We're going to be announcing it in about an hour. We have some very specific information. We're calling the countries. We've spoken to most of them, but there were some other countries represented.
Mr. President, have you spoken to President Putin?
I have not, no.
Mr. President, on your executive order.
Not about this.
On your executive order, you've already issued an executive order you say will restore aviation safety.
Right.
This crash happened after that. Was the executive order successful, and what more needs to change to keep people safe?
Well, you know, we issued it 3 days ago, and we're in the process of making those changes. This is something that should have been done a long time ago. Actually, my original order should have never been changed, and I think maybe you wouldn't have had this problem. Maybe. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Yes, thank you. We see, like, everyday life that very often those diversity hires cause sometimes issues, as you just mentioned. So what plan do you have? Are we going to see some fire? Are you going to fire some of those diversity hires in the federal government? What plan do you have?
I would say the answer is yes. If we find that people aren't mentally competent, you see the language. The language is put out by them. And if you see that, I'm not going to bore you by reading it again, but these are not people that should be doing this particular job. They'd be very good for certain jobs, but not people that should be doing this particular job.
Mr. President, you have today blamed the diversity elements, but then told us that you weren't sure that the controllers made any mistake. We then said perhaps the helicopter pilots were the ones who made the mistake.
It's all under investigation.
I understand that. That's why I'm trying to figure out how you can come to the conclusion right now that diversity had something to do with this crash.
Because I have common sense, okay? And unfortunately, a lot of people don't. We want brilliant people doing this. This is a major chess game at the highest level. When you have 60 planes coming in during a short period of time, and they're all coming in different directions, and you're dealing with very high-level computer work, and very complex computers. And one of the other things I will tell you is that the systems that were built, I was going to rebuild the entire system, and then we had an election that didn't turn out the way it should have. But they didn't build the systems properly. They spent a lot of money renovating a system, spending much more money than they would have spent if they bought a new system for air traffic controllers, meaning the computerized systems. There are certain companies that do a very good job. They didn't use those companies. They used companies that should not have been doing it. No, I think it's very important to understand that for some jobs, and not only this, but air traffic controllers, they have to be at the highest level of genius. Okay.
I want to ask you about the ice skaters in a moment because the U.S. ice skating community was affected. But first, if I can, the cited FAA text that you read is real, but the implication that this policy is new or that it stems from efforts that began under President Biden or the Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg is demonstrably false. It's been on the FAA's website.
That, you?
No, it's on the website, the FAA's website. It was there in 2013. It was there for the entirety.
What I read.
It was there for the entirety of your administration too. So my question is, why didn't you change the policy during your first administration?
I did change it. I changed the Obama policy, and we had a very good policy. And then Biden came in, and he changed it. And then when I came in, 3 days ago, I signed a new order bringing it to the highest level of intelligence. Okay.
It was on the website.
Please. Quiet.
Thank you, Mr.
Welcome
President.
back to the. I'm sorry.
You mentioned that a vision was probably the problem that was at issue in this crash. There's been some reports that one of the pilots in the helicopter may have been using night vision equipment. Was there any indication?
I heard that. We don't know. We're going to know that pretty soon. It may change your view plane if you do have the night vision. So it's very possible that could have happened. That would be maybe a reason why you wouldn't actually see as well as on a clear night. You can see sometimes better without it. Have a couple of more.
Mr. President, is it helpful to have your Secretary of Transportation confirmed, and does this intensify your interest in getting other nominees confirmed quickly?
Go to what?
Is it helpful to have your Secretary of Transportation confirmed, and does this intensify your interest in getting other nominees confirmed quickly as well?
Well, sure. We want fast confirmations, and the Democrats, as you know, are doing everything they can to delay them. They've taken too long. We're struggling to get very good people that everybody knows are going to be confirmed, but we're struggling to get them out faster. We want them out faster. It's a good question, actually. We've been pushing Sean. Everyone knows Sean for a long time. He got many, many Democrat votes, but they want to take as long as they can. They ask questions like some of the questions that Peter would ask that were totally irrelevant and not very good questions, but they want to just keep it going. They want to keep it going as long as possible. I was very honored, actually, that you got so many Democrat votes. That was really good. That was really good.
When I apply to meet with the families, and second question, is it your impression that military training was done during that time?
The what?
The training that the helicopter was involved in. Is it anything you can tell us about
You
that?
don't know. These are the things that will come up with the investigation. You don't know. But the helicopter obviously was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and a tragedy occurred. Please.
I've got a question about the.
No, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. You've been critical of the current regulations, and you've called for big reforms at FAA. I'm curious, sir.
I made the reforms, actually.
What is your message?
3 days ago, I made them.
Yes, sir. What is your message then to the American public in the weeks and months ahead? Should they feel hesitant to fly? And if you could clarify perhaps something that the Defense Secretary said when he said that this helicopter was on a continuity of government mission?
I don't know what that refers to, but they were practicing. They do that. They call it practicing, and they were, and that's something that should be done. It's only continuity in the sense that we want to have very good people, and that has to be in continuity, and that's what they refer to. But it was basically practice, and it was a practice that worked out very, very badly. Okay.
On his question, the first question, should people be hesitant to fly right now?
No, not at all. I've not hesitated to fly. This is something that it's been many years that something like this has happened, and the collision is just something that we don't expect ever to happen again. We are going to have the highest level people. We've already hired some of the people that you've already hired for that position long before we knew about this. I mean, long before. From the time I came in, we started going out and getting the best people because I said it's not appropriate what they're doing. I think it's a tremendous mistake. You know, they like to do things and they like to take them too far, and this is sometimes what ends up happening. Now, with that, I'm not blaming the controller. I'm saying there are things that you could question, like the height of the helicopter and the height of the plane being at the same level and going in opposite directions. It's not a positive. But, no, we're already hiring people. No, flying is very safe. We have the safest flying anywhere in the world, and we'll keep it that way. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much, everybody.
We were just listening to the President of the United States offer some remarks on the horrific incident that happened last night, that mid-air collision that transpired between that Black Hawk helicopter and an American Eagle flight. We do want to begin by apologizing for some of the language that was used during the press conference, some of it inappropriate for our viewing audience. But nonetheless, we did receive some information. It's under investigation. The President really pledging to get to the bottom of the incident and you know, to just kind of uncover every stone to figure out why, in fact, this happened.
And of course, our thoughts and prayers are with all of the victims impacted by this. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to 9 a.m. here on this Thursday morning. I'm Roxy Carpadian.
And I'm Sandra Endo. Let's take a look at today's headlines. President Trump just spoke out about the tragedy in Washington where a mid-air collision killed 67 people last night.
Fire Aid benefit concerts hit 2 stages tonight in our local area. We'll preview the star-studded event raising money for fire victims.
And a very popular movie from the 1990s is finally in the final stages of getting a reboot. Where are all my Romeo and Michelle fans at? I'm going to have all the details. But first, Maria.
let's go. Let's talk about the cloud cover that's outside right now. The marine layer is with us. It's nice. It adds moisture into the atmosphere, and it does help to mitigate fire danger. But you can tell how it's chilly because of these clouds coming in from the northwest. You can see how it's kind of popcorn looking. That's indicative of the colder air mass that's still moving in. Temperatures right now chilly, 28 in Big Bear, 57 in Palm Springs, 52 in Santa Ana, 54 in downtown LA, same for Santa Monica, 52 in Long Beach. Those clouds will clear out a little bit, but we're going to look for partly cloudy to partly sunny skies depending on where you are at, and temperatures staying below average. Only 59 expected for downtown. That's below the average of 68. Perhaps getting to 60 for the valleys and the Inland Empire. 52 in the mountains eventually in Big Bear, 59 in Lancaster, to that chilly 71 in Palm Springs. A little bit of a warm-up expected for the weekend, and then a chance for rain. I'll go over all the details in my complete forecast in just a few moments. Back to you.
Maria, thank you. Officials now believe there are no survivors from a collision involving a commuter jet and an Army helicopter.
Gigi Gracia joining us now with more on what we know about the crash. Gigi.
67 lives lost. Victims of all ages aboard a commuter flight just minutes from landing and a military helicopter on a training flight. The recovery mission for their bodies continues this morning. The crash happened last night at 8:48 p.m. Eastern Time. This video from EarthCam capturing the deadly moment. The air in over D.C.'s Reagan Airport lit up. That fireball, an Army Black Hawk helicopter, an American Eagle Flight 5342, which was about to land at Ronald Reagan National Airport. Owned by American Airlines, the commuter plane had departed from Wichita, Kansas, with 60 passengers and 4 crew members aboard. The chopper, which was on a training flight, had 3 U.S. soldiers aboard, a captain, a staff sergeant, and a chief warrant officer. To date, in addition to the NTSB and the FAA, several government agencies are involved in the investigation into why this happened. President Trump, though, at a morning briefing, saying he's using common sense and is looking to the U.S. soldiers that were aboard that Black Hawk he says was in the wrong place at the wrong time, questioning why the Black Hawk was at the same elevation that the landing airplane was at, and apparently casting blame towards the U.S. soldiers that were in that helicopter, again saying they were in the wrong place. And we're also learning more about the victims that were aboard the airplane, many of them belonging to both the national and international U.S. figure skating community. And according to Russian state media, a Russian couple was aboard the flight. They are world figure skating champions, now beloved coaches. They were aboard the American Airlines plane that crashed, along with what they say was a group of at least 14 people, many preteens and teenagers who had been in Wichita for a U.S. skating competition. And coming up on Good Day LA, we're going to have much more about what we're learning about the victims. Sandra, Araxia?
So sad. All right, Gigi, thank you.
All right, here at home, recovery efforts continue after the recent wildfires. Last night, state and federal officials got an earful from residents really upset about a fire debris processing site at a San Gabriel Valley park.
Mario Ramirez is live in Irwindale with more on this heated town hall meeting. Mario.
Good morning, and those hazardous materials continue to be processed here at Lario Park behind me in Irwindale. Hundreds attending last night's town hall meeting about this exact issue. EPA officials really trying to reassure neighbors that this site is safe and securely monitored, but they were met with some deep frustration.
Before I kick it over to Tara, this is to answer the question.
That emergency town hall at Duarte's Performing Arts Center last night getting heated as the EPA faced questions from some of the hundreds of residents attending from Duarte, Azusa, Baldwin Hills, and Irwindale. The EPA has already started using Lario Park to collect those hazardous materials from the devastating Eden fire zone, like lithium batteries, electronics, cleaners, paints, oils, and propane tanks, for example. Neighbors continuing to push back on their decision to select this site, demanding that they move it somewhere else.
Put it in your backyard!
I'm very, very angry, disappointed, and sad. How can this be possible that they still taking all this trash and dump it in our backyard. The EPA people left the stage in the middle of the meeting.
With the sheriffs making sure they're safe.
Going out the back door, backstage. So that means, in my opinion, that they know that they're wrong.
At one point, people were spilling out into the hallway of the Performing Arts Center there. EPA officials say this site here in Irwindale will be used temporarily over the next 30 days. These materials will be sorted through, packed, and securely sent to a hazardous waste landfill. They add that they do plan to test the air quality almost every hour during the operation and use a water truck to spray the area multiple times a day to keep toxic dust from spreading. Still, residents want nothing to do with it. Coming back out here to our live shot, yesterday, we were able to show you some of the activity inside, just past that fence, but this morning we noticed it is covered, at least most of it. The city of Arcadia, meanwhile, about 6 miles to our west, joining the others, now opposing this operation, bringing the list of cities to 5. Live here in Irwindale this morning, I'm Mario Ramirez. Back to you.
Okay, Mario, thank you. We know the road to recovery from the recent wildfires is a long one, but this certainly is a good sign.
Yeah, a bright spot tonight. Fire Aid aims to help rebuild, and Bailey O'Carroll from our sister station in San Francisco, live in Inglewood for us with a look at tonight's powerful effort. Bailey?
Yeah, you talk about a powerful effort, all the biggest names in the music industry coming together for one common goal, to help those victims of the fires here in LA. And that started up just about 3 weeks ago. Now, this is a one-night-only event, one city, but 2 different locations within Inglewood. The Intuit Dome, this concert here will start a little later, but the Kia Forum, that event over there, that concert starts at 6 o'clock. Some of those names who are going to be performing there include acts like Alanis Morissette. You got Green Day, Stevie Nicks, No Doubt, John Mayer, Joni Mitchell, Anderson .Paak, Pink, and the Red Hot Chili Peppers, just to name a few. And then at 7:30, the show here at the Intuit Dome starts. That includes acts like Billie Eilish, Lady Gaga, Stevie Wonder, Earth, Wind and Fire, Olivia Rodrigo, Sting, Jelly Roll, Lil Baby, and Katy Perry. That list also goes on. You're out of breath just saying some of these acts at one venue, let alone when you take both into account. Now, the concerts will be streamed across every major platform like Netflix, Peacock, Max, Amazon Prime, and YouTube. They'll even be showing it at some select AMC movie theater locations. Folks will be able to donate throughout the concert, even if you decide to watch from home. And Clippers owner Steve Ballmer and his wife Connie, who have already donated $15 million to this cause, saying that they will match every donation made tonight during the live stream, dollar for dollar. Incredible stuff there. But a quick lineup change that we want to note: Dave Matthews has dropped out of the show tonight due to a critical illness in his family. He was set to perform alongside John Mayer at the Kia Forum. Now, if you're here in LA and you want to come to this concert tonight, there are still tickets available. I was on Ticketmaster. I did check. They range in price from $350 to $1,500. Of course, that all depends on how close you want to be to that stage. Something we want to note, though, Ticketmaster waiving all the fees associated with this tickets. They also will not be participating in reselling any tickets. They say they want to make sure that the proceeds are going to the proper channels, going to the folks who need it most, not to people who may be reselling tickets and profiting off of that. But again, if you are watching from home, you want to donate money, you can certainly do that. But what else you can do is you can head online to the Fire Aid website. They have plenty of merch available for purchase. We showed you the t-shirt earlier in the last hour. This is the sweatshirt that they're going to have available. Of course, it has the date on it, the names of just about every artist who's going to perform here, and then the names of the venue. And those will be available for anyone to purchase online from anywhere in the world. Festivities getting kicked off here in Inglewood at 6 o'clock. The show here at Intuit Dome starting at 7:30. Certainly going to be a little bit different than the energy in here right now. Folks very excited about this concert happening tonight. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Yeah, it is exciting, that's for sure. Bailey, thanks so much. And there's this, Randy's Donuts teaming up with Fire Aid to help fire victims rebuild their communities.
They're doing it by offering a special edition Fire Aid donut. So now through Friday, 100% of the $5 donut will go to Fire Aid. And for the month of February, all participating Randy's Donuts locations in California will donate $3 from the purchase of each donut to Fire Aid.
All right, coming up, 9:10. Amanda's up next with some exciting news from Universal Studios Hollywood about Fan Fest nights.
Plus, a comedy classic from the 90s is suddenly getting a sequel, and this one may surprise you.
And we do have some traffic to talk about. Good Day LA traffic is brought to you by Jerome's Furniture. As we take a look at our traffic cameras here, this is a little bit frozen, but you know what? The one side is not so bad. The eastbound side on the 10 freeway, this is at Azusa Avenue. We do have some traffic moving nicely here, at least. As we take a look at the drive times, maybe we can do that. Okay, let's take a look at some of the drive times for downtown LA, in and out, perhaps. Okay, maybe we won't have that. How about some of the other traffic hotspots out there? Let's take a look.
You can revitalize your patio or garden space with this Summit Outdoor Sofa for just $5.99.
Plus, we have even more ways to save. Get 60 months no interest financing, or we'll pay the state sales tax.
Going on now.
Welcome back. Happening right now, lawmakers from Washington are in Altadena touring the damage left behind by the Eaton fire.
Coco McAvoy there live for us this morning. Hi, Coco.
Good morning. Yes, and U.S. Representative Judy Chu just arrived here to the Altadena Disaster Recovery Center. She'll be holding a press conference shortly to talk about the need for federal funds following the devastating Eaton fire. Take a look at this video so you can see some of the aftermath from that fire that killed 17 people earlier this month. Crews in the EPA are now in Altadena working tirelessly to clear hazardous debris left by the fire. Representative Chu will be joined by House Democratic leadership, local officials, and Eaton fire victims in today's press conference. The speakers will also talk about the impact of Trump's administration's federal grant and loan funding freeze this week to recovery efforts. And this isn't Representative Judy Chu's first time on the ground here in Altadena. She has been touring the fire zone as well to really see the aftermath for herself. And again, she just arrived here, so the press conference will begin shortly, and we'll have an update for you after this press conference. I'll send it back to you.
I thought it was like some...
Thank you so much. We'll check back with you later on when that starts. And Amanda's here.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, hello, hello. Entertainment is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. From one iconic pop culture reunion to another, okay? We just keep getting these reunions of the movies that we love, and I would like to have the businesswoman special, please, because I invented the Post-it.
Oh, I love that one.
Love it so much. Take a look.
Romy, did you lose weight? All I've had to eat for the past 6 days are gummy bears, jelly beans, and candy corn. God, I wish I had your discipline.
God, I wish I had your discipline. The comedy writing in this is next level. Janine Garofalo. I love this movie so much. It looks like we are getting a sequel to the 1997 comedy classic Romy and Michelle's high school reunion. Oh, Ramon. Oh, Ramon. Come on, right? Original stars Lisa Kudrow and Mira Sorvino. They're coming back. No word yet on what the movie will be about. I hope more Post-its are in the future. The original followed two friends on the verge of their 10-year high school reunion who create fake careers to impress everyone they went to high school with. The film became a hit on video cassette. Remember VHS, ladies?
Oh, yes.
After its release, and it's become somewhat of a cult classic over the last 25 years, and that's putting it lightly because I really think it was next level. The writing was great. I remember watching this in 5th grade, and it helped me stand up to some mean girls at my school.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. Because remember when she goes, "We don't care if you like us, because we don't like you. You're mean. I hope your babies look like monkeys."
Did you use that line?
I didn't say all of it.
Okay.
But I'll never forget, because they were all pregnant.
And
then she said, "I hope your babies look like that." Hey, who loves a good theme park outing?
I do.
Yeah.
Mike, where are we going?
Let's go to Universal Studios because they're doing something that they've never done before. This is the first time that they are doing the brand new After Hours Fan Fest nights, okay? It comes from the creators of the ever so popular Halloween Horror Nights. There's going to be some really unique curated experience like sci-fi themes, fantasy, anime, gaming, you name it. From Star Trek, Back to the Future, Dungeons and Dragons. That's what it means when someone says D&D, by the way. Not just Do Not Disturb. Dungeons and Dragons, and so much more. Ladies, I'm talking the Wizarding World of Harry Potter and Super Nintendo World are going to offer some cool new special experiences and even introduce some new character and interactive elements during these Fan Fest nights. So tickets are now on sale for this inaugural event. So when does it take place? You have some time. April 25th to 27th is the first weekend, and then you have 3 weekends in May, the 2nd through the 4th, the 9th through the 11th, and the 16th of the 18th, all going down this spring.
Wow.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
After hours, though. So remember.
Oh, yeah.
The park closes, the Fan Fest opens.
Okay.
I don't know if we can handle it. It's a little late. I'll take a nap. And last hour, we asked you this question. Would you be offended if someone thought you were older than your age? Wow, it's actually closer than I thought. 46% say rude. And the reason we're asking you this is because Bradley Cooper thought 43-year-old Amy Schumer was 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Sandra, weigh in on this one. What do you think?
No, I don't. I wouldn't, because everyone always thought I had a baby face, you know, and I was younger.
So you wanted to be older?
Yeah, so it didn't matter.
Sandy.
But
if somebody sat here and
these
said,
days, now, in this present moment, yeah, you should never put a number on a woman, especially, right?
Unless it's way younger.
Yeah, exactly. Very good. We all agree. All right, up next, we'll tell you about some ways you can help fire victims,
including a pop-up fundraiser that starts today at noon. We'll be right back with that.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. This weather brought to you by Pechanga Resort Casino. Yes, we've got the marine layer that's outside. We like it. It has spread all the way inland. It's bringing moisture into the atmosphere, and that does help to mitigate fire danger. The temperatures, though, are staying below average. You have to wait until this weekend. We are expecting a slight warm-up as we get to the weekend as high pressure starts to build in. And then next week, a big pattern shift, perhaps more beneficial rain as we get to Tuesday and Wednesday. In the meantime, finally, that upper low pressure that brought us the rain this past weekend. It's been a while. It's slowly moving off to our east. High pressure behind it will help to build and produce those slightly warmer temperatures as we get to tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. Nothing too warm, but at least closer to average. Right now, we're falling well short of the average of 68. We're only looking for upper 50s in most spots, like Burbank today, 2 p.m., 57, 70 degrees in Palm Springs, at least one of the warmer spots, 64 in Las Vegas. The storm track staying to the north, and then eventually it'll sag south by next week, Tuesday, Wednesday. At least that's what the models are pointing to, and hopefully we will make that shift in our pattern and we will get more rain this coming month of February. Otherwise, 50s will stay in the forecast here for Anaheim. Winds mostly calm. We'll look for a mix of sun and some clouds later this afternoon, but that high temperature not really warming up too much, still in the upper 50s, and then cooling back down to about 51 at 9 p.m. Here's your breakdown for Riverside as we get to those upper 50s as well, with a little bit more sunshine at 3 p.m. and then cooling off to 45 at 11 o'clock. I'll show you the 70 forecast in just a few moments. Back to you.
All right, take a look at this event. Starting at noon today, Chef Jamie Lauren will be at a special pop-up fundraiser at Flavors from Afar, which is located at 5652 Hollywood Boulevard. The event is a fundraiser to support the Little Red Hen Coffee Shop, a beloved Black-owned restaurant recently devastated by the Eaton fire. All proceeds from this event will go directly towards rebuilding the restaurant, and it kicks off at noon and runs through 9 o'clock tonight.
And a big Hollywood relief event happening on Saturday will help families impacted by the Eaton wildfires. Megan Grimm of Clyde Staffing is turning TV City in the Fairfax district into a donation hub. There will be stylists, beauty treatments, and celebrities on hand to lift some spirits. Organizers hope more sponsors and donors will join to make a difference.
One local resident is giving up his salary to help communities in need, and he's the CEO of Hop Water, a non-alcoholic alternative to beer. So Jordan Bass had to evacuate from the Palisades fire, and his home, his family, his children all had to leave. And after seeing so many of his friends and family members and employees being impacted by the wildfires, he decided to give up his salary, or drop it to just $1, and is giving the rest back to the community, he says, who built him. Tell me about what happened to you and when the fires broke out. Are we talking about the Palisades fire or the Eaton fire?
Yeah, Palisades fire. I mean, you know, Hop Water, my company, is based here in LA. It's in our bones. And, you know, so we were certainly deeply impacted by both the fires. Personally, with the Palisades fire, my wife, Michelle, was at school with our 1-year-old daughter when the fires broke out and was evacuated down the hill. So, you know, it was a scary moment. And I know everyone has stories like this that was impacted by these fires.
Are you urging other CEOs or other business leaders to do the same? Any challenges out there?
Absolutely. I mean, I would love to see other CEOs make the same pledge. I mean, I'm not a billionaire. We're not a huge company, but we wanted to have a big impact. And I would love to see other CEOs make a pledge to contribute, and if they can, contribute their salaries to helping with the recovery effort.
All right, the challenge is out there, and we'll see if other leaders will follow in his footsteps. And we don't know the exact contribution, but we do know that Hop Water already right away donated 10,000 cans of water towards the effort. He has 50,000 cans to go out to the community soon, and his contribution, he says, will go towards supporting All Hands and Hearts, which is a nonprofit delivering clean water to wildfire victims and first responders. So they sent some samples for us, so cheers.
Oh,
this
cheers.
is Hop Water, non-alcoholic. It has all kinds of good vitamins inside, and it's sparkling. It's a sparkling water.
Ooh, it's nice. It's very mild,
yeah, very nice
very
and light.
refreshing.
This is their lemon flavored water. They have so many other flavors: mango, black cherry. So check it out.
I like it.
Donate if you want. Yeah, they're doing good.
It's like a nice little pick-me-up almost. Woke you right up. I also like these glasses.
It's refreshing.
Yes, it is. All right, coming up, President Trump just spoke out on the deadly midair collision that happened in D.C.
And his news conference turned very political very quickly. We'll have a live report just ahead.
9:30 right here. Welcome back. A missing snowboarder in Wrightwood has been found alive, thankfully, and there's this new dramatic video of that rescue.
The footage obtained by Fox 11 photojournalist Sam Dubin gives a first-hand look at the moment help arrived.
I didn't really start snowboarding until about like 4 seasons ago. It just kind of reignited the whole love that I have for the action sports. We got to the mountain and we were on our first set of runs. I had figured I was going the right way. As soon as I went a little further down the mountain, I realized that nothing was groomed. None of the terrain was groomed. And I was already a little bit, probably like a quarter down the face of the mountain when I realized that. So there was no way for me to get back up. Yeah, I knew I was lost.
My son, Josiah, had called me and said that somebody had called him from Mountain High and said that they needed to speak to somebody. My heart dropped. Freaked out.
Very first night, it was a little difficult. It's just getting past the realization that I was actually lost. Just thought to myself, you know, the worst thing that's going to happen is you're not going to make it. So just kind of just do everything in your power to make it. I just said a prayer. As I was like screaming for help, I knew nobody could hear me.
My whole thought process was it's only going to be a miracle from God that he's going to come through this and be alive.
When I woke up the next day, I just started hiking again. I knew if I was going to make it, it wasn't going to be by stressing myself out. Just thinking about my mom, my kids, and my family, it really helped me to push through it all. Second night was a little more difficult. I honestly couldn't sleep that much, but I tried to at least allow my body to rest as much as I could.
We've had rescues previously at Cabin Flats, so we started our search there. We didn't see anything, and then we started working down canyon. We got a couple miles from Cabin Flats, and we started picking up some signs of footprints, or obviously human footprints.
That was the first time I had heard a helicopter, so I'm thinking like, oh, they're here for me. But I kept waving my hands, and then they started to airdrop one of the officers.
You're alive. You hurt? What's your name, brother?
No, did you know about me?
Yeah, that's what we're looking for you.
I've been out for 2 days.
I know.
It was a pretty big relief. It was definitely surreal. Like I made it out. He helped me put the harness on and put the helmet on. We started getting pulled back up.
Yeah, it was very surprising to find him in the status he was. He was very healthy, just cold and tired. He was 4 miles from the ski resort.
I told him I loved him and I was praying for him, and God brought him back.
Just gave her a big hug, gave everyone that I saw a big hug.
He's a fighter. He uses his own resources to survive, and he pulled through.
I was just determined. I wasn't going to give up. I just had to keep going, and I just had to keep my faith and just keep pushing through it.
That's what our job's all about. It's nice having the good ones that end like this.
Yeah, I'm going to keep snowboarding, for sure.
Okay, we're going to talk about that in a minute, but I do want to give a shout out to LASD Special Enforcement Bureau crew from Air Rescue 5 Super Puma helicopter for their incredible effort to bringing that snowboarder to safety. I mean, he is so lucky.
That's right. And I wonder what he did to survive those conditions, because it's so cold. He only had a hoodie on.
Yeah,
he didn't really have
dressed
much.
Warm.
Right.
I doubt he had food, of course. The fact he fell asleep is shocking
Just
to me.
probably from exhaustion, you know, mentally and physically.
He's like he didn't freeze to death. I mean, being that cold and just falling asleep. Wow.
So
unbelievable. Yes, unbelievable. And his poor mom. Can you imagine what she was enduring for those 2 days? I don't want to imagine. Wow.
All right. Well, thankfully that happily ended, right, with him being okay. So this weekend, Prosperity Market will roll out a pop-up market featuring more than 30 small Black-owned businesses.
Bob DeCastro live in Windsor Hills with more on when and where this is happening. Hey there. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, it happens this Sunday, 11 to 3. Prosperity Market has this mission of bringing the community together, of uplifting minority Black-owned businesses and bringing food access to communities. And they're expanding their outreach now. They're helping families that have been impacted by the fire. They're bringing all these organizations together, including Soul Saving Productions. James is here to tell us a little bit more about that. We all know Soul Saving Productions. You do so much work on Skid Row. reaching out to the unhoused, right? And now you're kind of expanding your role here to help out the families who've been impacted by the fires. Tell us what you're doing here on Sunday.
Here on Sunday, we will be collecting gift cards. Like you said before, we do outreach in Skid Row area, and we've been coming together as a unity to make things happen for the community. My good friends Carl and Carmen with Prosperity Market reached out and said, how could they be of assistance? And so I said they're in dire need of gift cards right now.
Yeah.
So gift cards they can use for food, gas, things that they can't get, that we get through donations.
You guys already have kind of a process in place, how to get things, how to get people together when people need help, where they get to find the clothes and things like that. So it was kind of natural for you all to be able to take part in that.
Yes. I just kind of pivoted my resources into coming into for the fire victims for the time being to help out with the fire victims.
Love that. And yes, you were talking about Kara and Carmen here, the founders of Prosperity Market. You guys laid out some of all the vendors that are going to be here on Sunday. So what I like about this is that this is just a fun event. So people can come out here, they can explore, see all these different kinds of products, and help out at the same time. Tell us about some of the products that will be showcased here this weekend, this Sunday. But there's too many to talk about, right?
Yes. So we are going to have farmers, prepared food, artisans. We're going to have games for the kids. So there'll be a lot of shopping to do, a lot of fresh produce, and a really good way to be able to help out the community with things like Soul Saving Productions, bringing gift cards so that families can get what they need, and also we'll be donating a portion of our sales directly to impacted families as well.
And why was it important for you? Because I know this is, congratulations, by the way, because really this was going to be a celebration of your 4th year, which it still is a celebration of the 4th year, but you also just wanted to reach out to the great community here, too, because you've kind of figured this was a time of need, right?
Yes. I mean, we're excited about our 4 years, but we started this for community, so this is our opportunity to really celebrate LA and our resilience and also provide the support that we can.
All right. It's going to be at, if you know where the Hilltop Coffee and Kitchen is on Slauson, again, on Sunday, the event is free, starts at 11, so come on down, 11 to 3. We have all the information also on our website, foxla.com. Fun event. I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, what a great thing they're doing for the community. Thank you so much, Bobby. Now to the latest on the tragic mid-air collision over Washington, D.C.
Let's go to Rebecca Castor. She's live for us in Alexandria, Virginia with the very latest. Rebecca, good morning.
Sandra, Roxia, good morning. We are at Reagan National Airport where flights have resumed following last night's tragedy, and search and recovery efforts are still underway. Sadly, officials do not expect to find anybody still alive at this point. Dozens of bodies have been pulled from the icy waters of the Potomac in the hours since the shocking collision between an American Airlines jet and a military Black Hawk helicopter captured on this EarthCam video.
Hold your positions, please, on the field right now. Both the helicopter and the plane crashed in the river. All runways are closed. Nobody's landing. No one's moving at all. I just saw a fireball, and then it was just gone.
The jet, which was carrying 60 passengers and 4 crew members, was about to land at Ronald Reagan National Airport after taking off from Wichita, Kansas. U.S. figure skaters, coaches, and their family members are just some of the passengers confirmed to be on board. They were returning home from a training camp in Wichita following the U.S. Figure Skating Championship. The helicopter, which was on a training flight, had 3 soldiers on board. Officials say these were routine flight patterns.
It was a fairly experienced crew, and it was doing a required annual night evaluation. They did have night vision goggles.
As we wait for more information, President Trump and his administration says this tragedy could have been prevented.
Do I think this was preventable? Absolutely. You should be assured that when you fly, you're safe.
And President Trump just wrapped up remarks on this from the White House. He started off by saying a tragedy like this should bring the nation together, but his comments quickly turned political as he took jabs at previous administrations, accusing them of prioritizing DEI policies over safety, and he suggested that could possibly be part of the reason for this tragedy here. Sandra and Araxia, back to you.
Yeah, it was quite a wild news conference for sure. Thank you, Rebecca, for that update. And up next, we'll talk with momfluencer Mona Shaw about some self-improvement ideas that you can do at home. Stay with us.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. We do have some chilly temperatures again today, much like really this entire week with cooler than average highs. And then we will look for a change as we get to the weekend. Right now, we're watching the storm track. This is our futurecast. It's staying to the north as we get to this weekend. Perhaps some warmer temperatures here for tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday. And then a big shift in our pattern, it looks like, according to the models. By next week, Tuesday, we should see that storm track sag further south, and that will allow us to get some more measurable rain again. For the first few days of February, we could be looking at another round of beneficial rain. Nothing too heavy at this point. Some light to moderate rainfall falling across couple of days. I'd say Tuesday night into Wednesday and Thursday, and that will bring us anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch of rain for the coast and valleys, and upwards of an inch or so for the mountains and foothills, as you can see here. So that'll be good. Perhaps February will be living up to its reputation as being the wettest month of the year. We certainly could use the rain. We haven't had much. We're still looking at that deficit growing now over 6 inches below seasonal average. If you look at our rain outlook for downtown LA, the chances 60% chance or so as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday of next week for that measurable rain. So hopefully that will materialize because we do need the rain. In the meantime, it'll be chilly with highs only in the upper 50s to near 60 today, and then we'll warm it up back up to average. 68 is the average for downtown. Looks like on Sunday, maybe low 70s for the valleys, and then we've added the raindrops for late Tuesday into Wednesday of next week. Not too much snow with this system. I think snow levels will stay up high above 8,000 feet, but we do have that chance for some snow showers up there. 52 today and dry in Big Bear, 59 in the high desert to 71 in Palm Springs, which is a little on the cooler side. We should get back to those low 80s if you're headed there by Sunday into early next week. Sandra, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. So with the start of every new year, many of us focus on living better, right? Well, momfluencer Mona Shaw is here with some great self-improvement ideas that you can do at home. Yes. Welcome, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for having me. The beginning of the year is always a great opportunity to develop new habits, start, the year off right.
Yeah. We need to reset. Okay, this year already needs a reset.
Yes,
I'm pushing
exactly.
the button.
So let's start over, starting today.
Yes.
And I always think, what can we do at home that's going to make us feel good about ourselves? Ocean Foam makes these rollers. I don't know if you have a foam roller at home. I do. And this is actually the best one that I found because it has little ripples on it that massage your skin, but it's made out of recycled materials and the outside's made out of a bio-based algae. So when it decomposes, it's actually good for the environment.
Which we all want to hear.
Yes. And
I see you're building your muscle already for the new year.
I know you're asking me what this is, but
it's not a bracelet.
I'm getting all my steps in, but I'm taking it one step further.
Look at that.
Literally wearing these weights on my hands. These are from GoFit. They're only 1 pound each, so you can put one on each wrist. You can put them on your ankles. I mean, they are one of those things where it doesn't really feel like it's...
Yeah, you put it on, you forget
really
about it, but you're actually burning some calories, building muscle.
I already feel stronger this morning from
Me too. In 20 seconds. I love it. Okay. And then they come in a set?
They come in a set, and then also GoFit makes so many great things that you can just use and have around the house to really help you just get that workout so you don't have to go to the gym.
Get a workout, massage yourself with a roller. We're all set.
We're all about pampering.
Yes. And what are these?
So everyone's talking about red light therapy, right? And this is Helight's red light sleep therapy. And what you do is you just put it on when you go to bed, and 28 minutes later it will turn itself off. And the red light therapy, the red light actually will penetrate through your eyelids.
I'm gonna do this like a red light mask. Make my skin better. No, it's not for that. Okay, it's for sleep.
But I love that it's portable, so you can take it with you when you travel. And this actually will help you get to sleep faster, sleep longer, and actually improve the quality of your sleep.
Oh, that's nice.
They have it for adults. Yeah, this is for kids. And again, it'll turn off in 28 minutes.
Perfect. All right. Well, we need to plan out this year, make it a better start than it has been already, because it's been a doozy so far already.
So this is Season Planner. They actually have, people think planners are sort of old school right now. We have everything on our phone and in our cows, but I really love this planner because it keeps you organized. Also, every day there is like a little affirmation, and there's an opportunity for you to write down down your thoughts and reflect.
I love an old school planner, a calendar. I write everything down still as a backup to my phone, you know, and it's just good to visually see
I'm a visual
what's
person.
happening, what's going on, and to have those affirmations there. This is so beautiful too. It's almost like a coffee book table.
And just the texture of it, it just makes it feel like luxurious, you know. I really like the journal aspect of it. So
yeah, and
I'm a
what
big
are
fan.
These?
Okay, so this is Hey Dewey. We're talking about dry January. It's dry on our skin.
Oh yeah,
and
we're all
so
feeling tight.
We want to moisturize. This humidifier is for the home. There's a big one. And then here are these little portable ones.
I thought they were more just diffusers for the scent,
No,
but it's actually
this
a humidifier.
is actually a humidifier.
Okay. But they smell great too.
Yeah,
You can add a scent.
Great. I don't think you can add a scent to this, but it does smell fresh.
Right,
It
it
has that
smells
clean
really
freshness.
fresh, really clean.
And what I like about this is it has a little nightlight built into it, and you can take it in your car, because we forget about the car.
Right.
You can bring it here to the studio with you in the morning. I mean, you
can have it under the desk.
I know, have it under the desk.
Make sure I'm not all dry. Oh, these are so cute.
Yeah. And I
battery
love the colors that they
operated
come in.
for this one.
So this is just charged, and you're ready to go.
Oh, perfect. Even easier.
And I love it because it's cute. Aesthetically pleasing.
And what's this? The last one.
So this is home therapy, last but not least. When we're talking about creating a space that you love, you're starting with your home, right? And so much of our surroundings affects our emotions and our moods. Well, this is written by Anita Yakota, and she is a licensed therapist turned interior designer. So she's actually approaching the whole design of your house based on how it's going to make you feel, and creating surroundings that induce calm, that can help you just relax and unwind, and creating a sacred space around you.
Beautiful. And also another good book to have on your coffee table as well.
It's a beautiful book.
Thumb through it, get inspired, and just feel kind of zen.
Yes.
Right? As you humidify your house. Thank you so much, Mona. These are all great ideas. And to connect with everything you see here, head to our links page at foxla.com, and we'll be right back. I'm not joking.
You delivering a pizza, bro? For who? No, who do you work for?
Rockstar.
What is it?
Rockstar Pizza.
Rockstar Pizza. Look at this.
Oh my gosh, yeah, talk about going that extra mile for a job. Connor Stefanov, who delivers pizza in Indiana, going viral because of his dedication to his customers. Police officers saw him walking half a mile through all that snow to make that delivery and posted the video for his work. Connor got a $2 tip.
What?
No!
Oh my goodness.
Oh gosh. The officer was appalled and started a fundraiser for him. That is not okay.
What?
No, no, no.
Oh
I'm embarrassed.
goodness. I know.
I can't believe that.
$2, half a mile in that snow.
That is just so wrong.
That's why he's not even wearing a coat, because he's so hot from hiking through that snow with the piping hot pizza.
That makes me really mad.
Yeah. I wonder what that fundraiser has raised so far. I'm going to contribute. All right. The NFL says Post Malone will headline the Super Bowl pregame tailgate concert. The concert will be held just steps away from the Caesars Superdome before the game begins. This is not the first time Post Malone has performed at the Super Bowl. He performed America the Beautiful last year. The tailgate show will be streamed on YouTube.
I have a question for you. I think I know the answer for you.
Okay.
Would you rather find true love, if you didn't have it already, or watch your favorite team win the Super Bowl?
Oh, that's really funny.
I know. So there was a survey on Axios asking 2,000 football fans. The total of 48% of fans say they would rather see their favorite team win. 60% of Chargers fans would like that Super Bowl win. On the flip side, though, 68% of Rams fans would rather have true love.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're romantic over here.
I also want to know, like, gender-based, right? Like,
right.
I have a feeling, although 68% of Rams fans, I don't know.
Yeah.
They are romantic. Not my husband, though. He would definitely rather have the win.
He'll be like, okay, next year I'll find true love, but this year...
What do you mean I'll find true love?
No, if he has true love. If he hasn't, I'm saying that was the question. All right. That is for sure. Don't mess with you. Okay, here's a question that comes up every year. Should the Monday after the Super Bowl be a national holiday?
Every year it's the same answer, yes.
I know, we're all on the struggle bus, right? Well, people have already submitted vacation day requests, and it's been dubbed Super Sick Monday. Some reports suggest 8 to 10% of the workforce will call in sick, and there is an ongoing speculation that the NFL will add an 18th regular season game in the next few years and push the Super Bowl to the Sunday before President's Day on Monday. So, natural day off there for most people. All right, coming up at 10.
The latest details, of course, from Washington, D.C. following that tragic midair collision, killing 67 people. President Trump has spoken about this incident in a news conference, and things did get very political. We'll have more on the investigation, what happened, and that press conference.
And Fox 11 Los Angeles is now on the Fox Local app, available through Apple TV, Amazon, Fire TV, Roku, and Google Android TV. Fox Local is your free connected TV app where you can stream all your favorite TV, a newscast, Fox 11 newscast, and Good Day LA. So download it today.
morning and welcome to 10 a.m. on this Thursday morning. We are continuing to bring you the latest on the mid-air collision near Washington, D.C. This is the deadliest aviation disaster since 2001.
No survivors are expected in all this after a plane and a military helicopter collided mid-air. Early this morning, officials turned their focus from rescue to recovery, and we'll bring you a live report from Arlington, Virginia in just a few minutes.
First, though, federal officials are moving ahead with plans to process debris from the Eaton fire at a San Gabriel Valley park, much to the dismay of nearby residents.
Mario Ramirez is live in Irwindale with the very latest on a heated town hall meeting last night and the details there. Mario.
That's right, and despite the growing opposition to this entire operation here in the San Gabriel Valley, Lario Park behind me will still be used to collect hazardous materials, and you can see some of the trucks there that'll be sent out to the Eaton Fire burn zone. EPA officials promising this temporary site will be safe and secure, but neighbors are still pushing back.
This is an important point. This is an important point.
To the people in Pasadena.
The state of California has some of the most rigorous environmental protections. You are very aware of that.
That was the Secretary of the California Environmental Protection Agency being booed at last night's town hall meeting. Hundreds of neighboring residents from Duarte, Azusa, Baldwin Park, and Irwindale joining local and state leaders in pressing the EPA about the decision to use this park to process hazardous materials like lithium batteries and paint, for example, along with anything flammable or combustible, all taken to this site here to be processed, while residents argue the EPA is not being as transparent as they'd like.
They're here and they're just spewing us a bunch of written statements, gave no answers. We are livid.
Put it in your backyard.
Answers that we're getting, they're just not acceptable. A lot of this has been shoved down our throats. Nobody was given any warning about this. Nobody was consulted.
I think we've heard from the mayors that we're still opposing this site.
During that emergency meeting, officials with the EPA stressed that this site would be used for the next 30 days to securely pack and send the waste to a hazmat landfill with safety measures in place like constant air quality testing. But still, these residents don't want to be anywhere near it. The city of Arcadia has now joined 4 others publicly speaking out against using Lario Park. Now, we showed you a lot of that town hall meeting. Azusa City Council also opposing this operation. Well, they plan to address this at their next meeting coming up on Monday. For now, that's the latest here in Irwindale. I'm Mario Ramirez. Back to you.
Okay, Mario, thanks so much. Yes, the road to recovery from the recent wildfires is a long one, but we do have something really special happening tonight.
That's right. Fire Aid aims to help rebuild, and Bailey O'Carroll from our sister station in San Francisco is live in Inglewood with a look at tonight's powerful effort. Bailey.
This is certainly going to be a special night. All the biggest acts in music going to come out here for one common goal, and that is to help those victims of the fires here in LA. Now, I want to get to those acts in just a second, but this is one night, one city, the city of Inglewood, but 2 different locations where these concerts will be held, both, though, under the Fire Aid concert series. Now, the one at the Kia Forum, that's the one that's going to happen first. That starts at 6 o'clock tonight. Some of the acts that are going to be there include Alanis Morissette, Green Day, Stevie Nicks, No Doubt, John Mayer, Anderson .Paak, Joni Mitchell, Pink, and the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Then at 7:30, the show where we are right now at the Intuit Dome kicks off, and that will include artists like Billie Eilish, Lady Gaga, Stevie Wonder, Earth, Wind & Fire, Olivia Rodrigo, Sting, Jelly Roll, Lil Baby, Katy Perry, and the list goes on, even though I'm out of breath just reading those names, some of the biggest names in entertainment. Now, the concerts will be streamed across basically every major platform: Netflix, Peacock, Max, Amazon Prime, YouTube. They'll even be showing at select AMC movie theater locations. Now, folks will be able to donate throughout the concert, even if you are watching from home on the live stream. Clippers owner Steve Ballmer and his wife Connie, who already donated $15 million to this cause, saying that they will match every donation, dollar for dollar tonight, something very special, and the hope is that millions will be raised for those victims. But a quick lineup change that we want to note: Dave Matthews has dropped out of the show tonight due to a critical illness in his family. He was set to perform alongside John Mayer at the Kia Forum, the concert that starts at 6 o'clock there. Now, if you still want to come out, there are tickets still available. The prices range from $350 to $1,500. You can get those on Ticketmaster. They are waiving all the fees associated with those tickets. The other thing they're doing is not participating or not reselling any resale tickets. The reason being, well, they want to make sure all of the proceeds from fire aid go directly to those affected by these fires. They don't want people to buy the tickets and then resell them and profit off of that. So no resale tickets if you get them on Ticketmaster. You may have to wait in an online queue. I tried to multiple times today and had no problem getting through if you do want to get those tickets. If not, you can just donate to Fire Aid online as you watch that stream. The other thing you can do is they have plenty of merch available for purchase online, including hoodies like this one. They have all the musical acts listed, the date, the location, and then some pretty awesome one-of-a-kind artwork that was done specifically for the Fire Aid merch here. The concert at the Kia Forum, that starts at 6 o'clock tonight. The one here at the Intuit Dome starts at 7:30, and it is sure to be a little more lively than it is right now. Folks coming from all over to be able to see all these musical acts under one roof tonight. Reporting from the Intuit Dome, I'm Bailey O'Carroll. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Bailey, thanks so much. It's going to be a long but definitely a fun night. That is for sure. All right, we go back to the big top story around the country as the nation awaits for answers in that mid-air collision between a passenger jet and a U.S. military helicopter. We are learning more details about those who were on board and also the rescue efforts.
Fox News correspondent Rebecca Castor is live in Arlington, Virginia with the very latest. Rebecca.
Roxia, Sandra, good morning. We are at Reagan National Airport where flights have resumed, but the search and recovery efforts are still underway after last night's tragedy. Sadly, officials are not expecting to find anybody still alive at this point.
Dozens of bodies have been pulled from the icy waters of the Potomac in the hours since the shocking collision between an American Airlines jet and a military Black Hawk helicopter captured on this EarthCam video.
Hold your positions, please, on the field right now. Both the helicopter and the plane crashed in the river. All runways are closed. Nobody's landing. No one's moving at all. I just saw a fireball, and then it was just gone.
The jet, which was carrying 60 passengers and 4 crew members, was about to land at Ronald Reagan National Airport after taking off from Wichita, Kansas. U.S. figure skaters, coaches, and their family members are just some of the passengers confirmed to be on board. They were returning home from a training camp in Wichita following the U.S. Figure Skating Championship. The helicopter, which was on a training flight, had 3 soldiers on board. Officials say these were routine flight patterns.
It was a fairly experienced crew, and that was doing a required annual night evaluation. They did have night vision goggles.
As we wait for more information, President Trump and his administration says this tragedy could have been prevented.
Do I think this was preventable? Absolutely. You should be assured that when you fly, you're safe.
And our colleagues at Fox 5 Atlanta have confirmed that one of the 2 pilots on the American Airlines flight was 28-year-old Sam Tilley. His father is a former Army helicopter pilot, and he tells us that his son was the first pilot on board. He started his training in 2019, and he was engaged to be married. So really heartbreaking news for that family this morning and so many others. Sandra and Araxia, back to you.
Oh, gosh. It's
so many heartbreaking stories.
Tragic, yeah, to hear. And a lot of the members of the U.S. figure skating community on board that plane as well. And we'll hear more stories coming out in the days and weeks to come. Thank you so much, Rebecca. All right, on to this now. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. faced a second day of grilling on Capitol Hill.
His stance on vaccines remained a key issue, with a top Republican expressing some serious concerns. Brooke, here with the latest.
Yes, so Senator Bill Cassidy, who's a physician and a key vote, challenged Kennedy on his vaccine views. He asked him to deny the long discredited link between vaccines and autism. Let's hear one of the most heated exchanges from day one when Kennedy again was pushed on vaccines.
Did you say Lyme disease is a highly likely militarily engineered bioweapon?
I probably did say that. I support the measles vaccine. I support the polio vaccine. I will do nothing as HHS secretary that makes it difficult or discourages people from taking it.
So he also struggled on Medicare and Medicaid. He couldn't explain his plan. His answers left some senators shaking their heads. Before Kennedy was pressed further, he did try to shift focus a bit, though, suggesting cutting food programs to improve health outcomes. He said this.
Did you say Lyme disease is a highly likely militarily engineered bioweapon?
I probably did say that. I support the measles vaccine. I support the polio vaccine. I will do nothing as HHS secretary that makes it difficult or discourages people from taking it.
All right, again, lots of questions about vaccines. Many senators were not satisfied. They wanted more details. Kennedy tried to clarify. His responses, though, in some moments raised even more questions, as they were different than some of his media appearances in the past. Still, he does need Cassidy's vote to be confirmed. Senators will continue questioning him throughout today. His nomination remains on shaky ground. Democrats seem to be a stronghold in opposing him, which means that he can only lose 3 Republican votes. Back to you.
All right, Brooke, thank you.
All right, let's talk about now the temperatures outside, which are staying below average. You can kind of tell that we're still tapping into this air mass that is coming in from the north and northwest. Look at the clouds, really kind of a cool look here. This is indicative of that cooler air mass, the way the clouds are formed and shaped here. A little bit of the onshore flow and a little coastal eddy actually spun up earlier this morning, which has helped push that cloud cover inland. Temperatures right now still on the chilly side, 48 in Santa Clarita, out towards downtown LA, 55. Same for Santa Monica, 54 in Long Beach, 37 in Big Bear right now, 61 in Palm Springs. Finally, an area of high pressure will start to dominate our weather, and that will help to bring us slightly warmer temperatures as we get to tomorrow and the weekend. Nothing too warm, but at least maybe closer to average in the upper 60s and low 70s. And then a change in our weather pattern next week as we expect a chance for some more beneficial rain. In the meantime, dry today, partly cloudy skies with those temperatures staying in the 50s mostly, 59 downtown, 60 for the valleys, low 50s up into the mountains, 59 in the high desert to that 71 in Palm Springs. The rest of my forecast coming up just a few moments. Back to you.
Sounds good, Maria. Thank you. Coming up on 10, 12 here after the break, we will reset our wellness routine with mom influencer Rona Shah. First, though, we got to check the traffic out there with Maria.
Yeah, a little bit of traffic left over, not too much, though. Good Day LA Traffic is brought to you by the law offices of Larry H. Parker. Right now, just a couple incidents on the board. Nothing too serious, as you can see here, as we take a look at one of our live traffic cameras. Not too bad. This is the 210 eastbound freeway here at Carnelian Street, going out towards the Inland Empire. Looking good on both sides of this 210 freeway. Definitely seeing that cloud cover and that marine layer. Drive times in and out of downtown LA, westbound 10 freeway towards Santa Monica. This is between 5 to the 405, 37 minutes. 22 minutes on the northbound 110 between the 405 to the 10, not too bad. Westbound 60 between the 57 to the 5 freeway here, 24 minutes. Now here's a look at some of the other traffic hotspots.
For over 50 years, Larry H. Parker has fought the insurance companies to recover over $2 billion in settlements for people just like you. And we only get paid when you win. Call the offices of Larry H. Parker. We'll fight for you.